Hello, my wonderful Holy Family students. I wanted to share with you your asynchronous work for your choice projects as you're advancing through your modules, and I wanted to make certain that you were set for your choice projects. So, as you can see, under April 11th, I noted that it is asynchronous work for your choice projects, and choice one is listed first, choice two is listed secondly. So when you click on your progress monitoring case study, you will use this resource, which I referred to earlier in the semester when I was sharing with you how to devise a progress monitoring chart. And this is a helpful resource in order to determine your aim line, your progress monitoring method, and just good old fashioned graphing. So, what you'll do with this is that when you develop your system for monitoring progress, I'd like you to include visuals, plans for data collection, and format for communicating with parents. You may use your own student, but I know many of you do not have access. So you have several scenarios. So scenario one is related to George. George is 8 years old and new to his school district. His family recently moved because his mother remarried and got a new job. He does see his father for holidays and over the summer. George has struggled academically and socially since he started kindergarten, but his parents thought it was because he was one of the youngest students in class. He repeated kindergarten and performed somewhat better the second time, although when his parents separated, he lost some ground. Now, in first grade, he is still experiencing both academic and social problems again. Recent progress monitoring information indicated that Georgia's overall reading level is at a 1.0 grade expectancy, despite his 1.7 grade placement. So I would like you to think about what that connotes. Performance indicators demonstrate that George needs Tier 2 intervention in fluency and comprehension. I'd like you to think about what that entails. Here is scenario two about a student by the name of Miguel. Miguel is a 7-year-old boy who came to the United States from Guatemala with his family when he was 5 years old. He entered kindergarten at age 5 and attended regularly despite the family's frequent moves. He is in his fifth school in 3 years. At home, Miguel speaks some English with his siblings and his parents, who are enrolled in an ESL course, but the primary language used is Spanish. Miguel had not learned to read in his primary language when he entered school, complicating his progress in learning to read English. Miguel is experiencing difficulty in phonics and letter sound correspondence and has been working on phonics activities to practice both expressive and receptive decodable text. So in other words, it's mainly how he's reading out loud and what he's understanding as he's reading to himself. Miguel's recent assessment indicates that as a beginning second grader, Miguel is performing at a pre-primer level in reading. He received Tier 2 interventions for the first marking period and made limited progress in letter sound correspondence. It has been decided that Miguel will receive Tier 3 interventions in phonics to see if progress can be made. And here is scenario 3. This is about a student named Debbie. Debbie is a 14-year-old eighth grader who has consistently performed below expectancy in math and language arts. She is very quiet in class, does not create any waves, and seems to have fallen between the cracks. The guidance counselor is making recommendations for high school placements and realizes that they have very little information regarding Debbie and has had infrequent communication with her family. Her recent assessment indicates that Debbie is 18 to 24 months behind in math and in reading and writing. Since no specific interventions have been implemented, the team needs additional documentation to support referring Debbie to MDT for possible special education services. Debbie will receive Tier 3 intervention for the first marking period of 9th grade. Based on performance indicators, further recommendations will be made at that time. Okay, so what your plan will be is to mainly show me how you would develop a system for monitoring progress for these 3 students. I'm expecting approximately 2 pages for each scenario with your graphics and anything else embedded. So I'd like you to think back to some course resources, perhaps use the tools in which you have seen in previous modules. Please use your Spinelli text, and I'd like you to speak to the RTII model to best meet the needs of these students. All right, so this is your first choice. All right, so I look forward to seeing your progress monitoring systems and plans.